All right. Oops. Hello. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Welcome back. Rockfin people, I see you. Thank you for hanging out. Hello. YouTubers filing in. We're also live on Rumble. When I said I was going to leave YouTube yesterday, I was said, I didn't say like it was going to be today. Or I was just plotting a way to get away from it. As I stated yesterday. I don't know. Someone left a comment and was like, "Well, I really enjoyed watching your show, but I guess, I'll miss you." I was like, "Okay. Slow down." Slow down. Not making any, as I said yesterday, I'm not making any drastic changes in the immediate. I do have somewhat of an idea of what I'm going to do, which I think is, I think I can stream. Well, this would actually lock me into, YouTube a little bit, but I think I can stream from YouTube to Patreon and Substack. I think I can do that. So I think that's what I might actually do, is do my regular stream, but stream it to Patreon and Substack, and then maybe, do something like Jimmy Dore does, which is like I'll leave my live up for a couple hours and then just take the live down. You guys can, if you're a subscriber on Substack or Patreon, you can watch it after a certain amount of time. But basically, when I do the live stream, it'll be free. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Thinking about it. It really kind of sucks because YouTube has definitely, the YouTube squashing and the squashing in general, all across the board, has really limited this channel in scope. So by relying less on the YouTube thing and going to, ultimately I want to go to places that don't censor and then don't squash me algorithmically. And I think, I don't know, the best places that I can think of right now are Rockfin, Substack, Telegram. Those places are the ones that I think don't squash me algorithmically. Everyone else does. Does anybody have any experience with locals? Does anybody watch shows on locals? I don't know. That's another one. Anyways, these are all things I'm thinking out loud. That's all. For the meantime, we're just doing the regular. For the meantime, we're just doing the regular shows as we do them, only at a new time. YouTube retention team tactical response at Denver. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, I would like to stay on YouTube, but I would like YouTube to stop messing with me. As of right now, they are limiting the monetization on all my videos. They took a video off the other day. Struck it from the channel. I didn't get a strike, which is good, I guess. Allison Morrow uses locals, and I think Kim Iverson uses locals too. I don't know. Again, ultimately, the place I want to be is a place with little to no censorship. Capiche? You got it? And, unfortunately, ultimately, I might have to leave YouTube altogether if I can figure out a way, because they're just not very nice to me, and I don't get to talk about all the things I want to talk about. We'll see. All right, let's talk about some things. It's Tuesday, the 17th. Oh, there is some interesting things I want to get into today. I'm going to kind of try and... This is not it. Didn't want to start with this one. Going to try and bomb through these stories real quick. I know that's... Every time I say that, it's difficult for me. This is... in the Black Sea, there's a environmental disaster happening with some oil spills, some Russian tankers. Will we talk about drones? We will talk about drones. Yes, we will. Eventually. Will there be drones? When will you wear wigs? Does anybody know what that reference is to? All right. When will we talk about drones? A state of emergency has been declared in the city of Anapa due to the spill of oil products onto the shore after a wreck of 2 tankers in the Kerch Strait. It's on the Black Sea coast. Greenpeace Ukraine has raised concerns about a potential environmental disaster after 2 Russian tankers sank earlier today during a storm near the occupied Kerch region. The organization reported that around 4,300 tons of fuel oil, along with other possible oil products, are leaking into the waters of the Kerch Strait, which links the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. Oh, it's this thing just broken apart? Oh my God. Yeah, oil, lovely oil, keeps giving us the beautiful things. All of the lovely poisoning that we enjoy from our oil-based. Where's the rest of this post? I think I'm missing something of it. Oh, and here are some of the things going on.
Вот она, бедолашка. Сидит, даже не шевелится. Вот она, бедолашка.
And there's a third oil tanker in trouble in the area. So I guess the storms have really done a lot of damage to this tanker traffic in the area. Storms, you say? I know there are always storms, but the storms get stronger and the damage gets bigger. Now, another crappy old Russian tanker is in trouble in the same area. And third Russian tanker in 3 days is damaged. The Volgneft 109 tanker carrying fuel oil issued its investment. Sorry about that. And of course, our technology is going to be super safe. And we'll always, make it through these extreme events to deliver the chemicals. Oh, YouTube customer retention. Oh, I got it, Denver. Okay. Thanks for explaining. No, it was actually somebody who watches the show for a very long time, but I was just like, I didn't say, I wasn't like signing off yesterday. I don't know. It's funny. I thought it was humorous to me. It's only a small crack, indeed. Okay. That's a road I don't want to go down. Okay. This is a couple days old, this story, but Have y'all heard about the AI whistleblower who committed suicide? I guess he committed suicide. 26-year-old OpenAI whistleblower Suchir Balaji, who accused the company of violating copyright law, has been found dead in an apparent suicide. Below is a screenshot of his last post on X. Elon Musk on OpenAI. I don't trust OpenAI. I started OpenAI as a nonprofit open source. I'd name the company. It used to be an open source, but now it is extremely closed source and maximally profit. I don't trust Sam Altman, and I don't think we want to have the most powerful AI in the world controlled by someone who is not trustworthy. No. That's what he said to Tucker.
20% something like that. How concerned is Sam Altman about?
You can't really hear this clip.
I think in reality he's not concerned about it. I don't trust OpenAI.
I can barely hear that clip at all. Sorry. Probably not going to play it. Ryan Christian is, there's BitChute. Yeah. I might try some of those. BitChute, Odyssey. It's a little difficult to stream to Odyssey for me. I think maybe BitChute might be better. Yeah, we'll see. We may try to move people over there. I don't know. We'll do what we can. We'll try a bunch of things. Anyways, can't hear that clip. This was his last post. I recently participated in a New York Times story about fair use in generative AI and why I'm skeptical fair use would be a plausible defense for a lot of generative AI products. I also wrote a blog post about the nitty-gritty details of fair use and why I believe this. To give some context, I was at OpenAI for nearly 4 years and worked on ChatGPT for the last 1.5 of them. I initially didn't know much about copyright, fair use, etc., but became curious after seeing all the lawsuits filed against Gen AI companies. When I tried to understand the issue better, I eventually came to the conclusion that fair use seems like a pretty implausible defense for a lot of generative AI products for the basic reason that they can create substitutes that compete with the data they're trained on. I've written up the more detailed reasons for why I believe this in my post. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, but I still feel like it's important for even non-lawyers to understand the law, both the letter of it and also why it's actually there in the first place. That being said, I don't want this to read as a critique of ChatGPT or OpenAI per se, because fair use in generative AI is a much broader issue than any one product or company. I highly encourage ML researchers to learn more about copyright. It's a really important topic, and precedent that's often cited, like Google Books, isn't actually as supportive as it might seem. Anyways, AI is doing a lot of things already. Already. A lot of people are saying this looks, well, pretty suspicious that he committed suicide 2 days after this post. OpenAI whistleblower found dead by apparent suicide. He's 26. His body was discovered in a San Francisco apartment on November 26th. The manner of his death has been determined to be suicide. David Serrano Sewell, director of San Francisco's Office of Chief Medical Examiner. This is I'm laughing because I don't know, because David Serrano Sewell is is a friend of mine. Anyways, director of San Francisco's Office of Chief Medical Examiner told the outlet in December 13 email. Sewell also noted that Balaji's next of kin have been notified. San Francisco Police Department confirmed the report in an email to the San Francisco Standard, sharing that police officers were called to an apartment on Buchanan Street on November 26th to conduct a wellness check. It was there that they discovered a deceased adult male. The department noted that there is no evidence of foul play at this time. Okay. People reached out to both the SFPD and San Francisco's Office of Chief Medical Examiner for comment, but did not receive an immediate response. We were devastated to learn this incredibly sad news. Oh, so people have questions about this, was there a reason for him to commit suicide? Seemed like a very smart person. Seemed like a very, he seemed like he played an integral role in AI research, and hey. California is where loose ends go to die. Denver, you have problems with Odyssey? Have problems logging in and chatting? Weaponized News is always complaining about the chat doesn't work in BitChute. Anyways, it doesn't have a live chat though. I thought also late to add live streaming too. Yeah, that's what I've been on Odyssey for quite a while, and I realized, and it didn't. I don't know. It was just I was syncing my YouTube videos to Odyssey for a while, and then they discontinued that, I think. And I don't have the time to manage. I'm managing I'm already managing 8 social media sites as it is, a day, and I just don't have the freaking. I'm not even managing all the 8 sites all that well. It's just I just don't have the bandwidth to do all that. I don't have a team of people doing all this. It's just me. So whatever it is that I do, it has to be very simple, very concise, and take very little, input or time on my side. I mean, that's really what it is. And I have to say, making videos and then uploading videos, right? Making content and then uploading it is almost more time consuming and difficult, just time consuming. Than just doing a live, it's easier to live stream in a way. If you can connect all these sites to one, thing that you're streaming from, it's just way easier to do that than to record something and then output it and then upload it to all these it's just what? No, I can't do that. Anyways, that's enough of that shop talk. All right. But I think what I probably will do, I think I'm going to probably do the Patreon Substack thing as a way to kind of, first of all, I want to retain viewers. I want to get people onto sites that are, I mean, Patreon not so much, but Substack more so. I want to get people on sites that are less censorship. I want to have a place where people can watch. And also, Substack and Patreon is a subscription. They are, you can have free content on there, but it's also, you can subscribe and support the channel that way. So I would like people to support the channel. It would be an easier way for people to support the channel. So if I could get people on those platforms to give me recurring donations and support in that way, it would be really super great. That's it. That's really the thinking behind that. But ultimately, I want to have a place where I can go if I'm super censored, everywhere else, and I have a place where I can, eventually I want to get people kind of on channels that are more, you know what I'm saying. So this is, I guess this looks somewhat shady, pretty shady to people, what happened to this guy. Let's see. I mean, people were comparing him to the Boeing whistleblower that was also pretty obviously met his demise. All right, we're gonna just look at I want to move on from this, but Suchir Balaji, a 26-year-old researcher, was found dead in a San Francisco apartment. Is what we know about the circumstances. And allegations against Sam Altman's blockbuster AI company, an apparent suicide, according to SFPD. They found an adult male. No evidence of foul play was found during the initial investigation by SFPD. Balaji's death comes 3 months after he publicly accused OpenAI of violating U.S. copyright law while developing ChatGPT. Information he held was expected to play a key part in a lawsuit against the San Francisco-based company. All right, well, then that's pretty major. He spent nearly 4 years as an artificial intelligence researcher at OpenAI, but he left OpenAI in August because he no longer wanted to contribute to technologies that he believed would bring society more harm than benefit. In October, Balaji told the New York Times, ChatGPT and other chatbots are destroying the commercial liability of the individuals, businesses, and internet services that created the digital data used to train these AI systems. That's pretty big, right? In October, Balaji posted an essay on his personal site in which he proves through mathematical analysis that ChatGPT has broken copyright laws. The outputs aren't exact copies of the inputs, but they are also not fundamentally novel. Balaji argued the technology violates the law because in many cases it directly competes with the copyrighted works it learned from, with the model designed to imitate basically anything on the internet. Sam Altman disagrees. We build our AI models using publicly available data in a manner protected by fair use and related principles, supported by long-standing and widely accepted legal precedents. In September, it was announced that OpenAI was set to remove nonprofit control and give Sam Altman equity as part of a larger transition to becoming a for-profit company. And Elon Musk doesn't like him. There's that too. I mean, just another reason to be very suspicious about this, headlong sprint into using AI for everything, which they are trying to do. It seems like without a lot of, with minimal ethical and moral and legal controls. It looks like legal controls. Apparently, there are legal implications to this about the data it's being trained on. Yeah. Not fishy at all. What do y'all think? I can assume to guess what y'all think, but all right, let's keep going because I'm really failing in my whole quick presentation attempts. Let's keep going. Why does no mainstream media prostitute dare talk about this? We're gonna. These are two side by side headlines. Portugal has the highest COVID-19 vaccination rate in the world. That's great because COVID-19 vaccines are super safe and effective. Don't you forget it. And then this is 3 years later, Portugal registers highest level of excess deaths in Europe. Oh, I am absolutely positive that that is not linked. So, but interesting post nonetheless, and we'll move on from that. Speaking of which, kind of in the same area, Denver sent me this link yesterday. Tiny Chips promise Swift. Oh, did you guys not see that last post? I don't think you did. Here, I'll show it on screen. There, that was the post I was talking about. Kind of in the same vein, Tiny Chips promise swift disease diagnosis from a single breath. And I'm sure this is going to be AI powered and super precise and effective. Right? Am I right? Well, what happened to Aaron? What did I guess it's kind of Aaron Schwartzy. Let's read about this for a second. In a world grappling with a multitude of health threats, we're grappling with health threats, but it's not like random health threats. It's the health. I feel like it's the health threats from industries and corporations and people. Right? Who's bringing all these threats here? For crying out loud. Ranging from fast-spreading viruses to chronic diseases and drug-resistant bacteria, the need for quick, reliable, and easy-to-use home diagnostic tests has never been greater. I mean, boy, that's what I'm always sitting around thinking about is, quick, easy-to-use home diagnostic tests. I'm just always wondering. Imagine a future where tests can be done anywhere by anyone using a device as small and portable as your smartwatch. To do that, you need microchips capable of detecting minuscule concentrations of viruses or bacteria in the air. Now, new research shows it's possible to develop and build microchips that can not only identify multiple diseases from a single cough or air sample, but can also be produced at scale. The team from NYU Tandon faculty includes Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering Dawood Shajerdi, and a bunch of other people. I'm not going to say everybody's name. This study opens new horizons in the field of biosensing. Biochips, the backbone of smartphones, computers, and other smart devices, have transformed the way people communicate, entertain, and work. Similarly, today our technology will allow microchips to revolutionize healthcare. Woo! From medical diagnostics to environmental health. Click your heels. Jump in the air and click your heels. The innovative technology demonstrated in this article uses field effect transistors, miniature electronic sensors that directly detect biological markers and convert them into digital signals. offering an alternative to traditional color-based chemical diagnostic tests like home pregnancy tests, said Sharjurdi. This advanced approach enables faster results, testing for multiple diseases simultaneously, and immediate data transmission to healthcare providers. No, yikes. Have you, John Glad? They have COVID tests like this already? Is that true? Is it so? I don't know what Lieber's virus transistor is, but I imagine it's something similar. And, also remember that making all these really super high-end microchips is going to really take a lot of rare earth elements and, freshwater facilities and all kinds of things to make these, which we have plenty of, right? We have that in abundance, and, don't worry about it. Field effect transistors, a staple of modern electronics, are emerging as a powerful tool in this quest for diagnostic instruments. These tiny devices can be adapted to function as biosensors, detecting specific pathogens or biomarkers in real time without a need for chemical labels or lengthy lab procedures. And you were saying, Denver, in the chat yesterday about, them being able to, rightly or wrongly detect something and then, of course, send somebody off to a quarantine for your safety. Current methods for customizing these sensors lack the precision and scalability required for more complex diagnostic tasks. No, this just sounds frightening. To address this, the researchers are exploring new ways to modify FET surfaces, allowing each transistor on a chip to be tailored to detect a different biomarker. This would enable, parallel detection of multiple pathogens. Enter thermal scanning probe lithography, breakthrough technology that may hold the key to overcoming these barriers. Well, thank Jesus. This technique allows for precise chemical patterning of polymer-coated chip, enabling the functionalization of individual FETs with different bioreceptors such as antibodies or aptamers at resolutions as fine as 20 nanometers. This is on par with tiny size of transistors in today's advanced semiconductor chips. By allowing for highly selective modification of each transistor, this method opens the door for the development of FET-based sensors that can detect a wide variety of pathogens on a single chip with unparalleled sensitivity. Great. They can be used to sense biological threats in buildings. That biological threat might be you. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is going to be great. I'm excited, aren't you? Oh, virus-sized transistors. Yes. That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago that they were like, yeah, we can do this. Oh, Charles Lieber. Okay. Now the connection is all coming together. Tis Charles Lieber. Yep. Charles Lieber and his colleagues used nanowires to create a transistor so small that it can be used to enter and probe cells without disrupting the intracellular machinery. Nanoscale semiconductor switches could even be used to enable two-way communication with individual cells. This is 2011, by the way. This is old technology, old stuff. Speaking of technology, we're going to talk about drones. Soon enough. Before we do that, if you like the show coming to you for free 99 from Monday through Friday, sometimes dropping things on the weekends and sometimes random uploads and whatnots. But mostly we're here Monday through Friday. If you want to support the show, and that is a very kind and altruistic thing to do. If you would like the show, would like to see the show continue and thrive even, consider donating, helping the show out. There are a bunch of links in the description box. All the usuals are there: Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-Fi, etc. Those are all some of the ways you can support the show. Patreon also available. Super chats, super raise, Rumble rants, even though I don't even ever see what that is. Anyways, many of you support the show already. You know who you are, and I appreciate you. I do. All right, let's keep going. LNPs were the missing link that functionalized Lieber's virus transistor's ability to penetrate cells. Man, I'm telling you, it's all weird stuff. You know what I've been doing though? Random interjection. I've been turning my Wi-Fi off at night. I can tell you I sleep so much better when my Wi-Fi is off. And you could chalk that up to various reasons, but some of you probably like, bro, I've been doing that. But I'm telling you, I've been shutting my Wi-Fi off at night. And I sleep a lot better when I do. Try it. You might like it. Okay. Probably should just shut my phone off too. I leave my phone on, but shut my phone off too. I don't know. I don't have a landline though. If there was an emergency, I would just be sitting in my house in silence. So there's that. Yeah, the predecessor of Smart Dust. Yeah. Ooh, oh, such a deep little rabbit hole that we could go down. Man, I need to do like 4 hour, I need to do like 2, 3 hour shows, 4 hour shows to really talk about this stuff. What I'm doing is just giving you kind of like a quick bang, bang, bang overview of certain subjects. And I would enjoy it, and really get into delving into these things on a much deeper level with you all. And if you support the show, I'm telling you, if you support the show, I could actually do that. I just don't have, I got to, keep the lights on and put food on the table and stuff like that. And so therefore I need to work like 3 other jobs. Just saying. All right, let's keep going. And YouTube cracking on me is a big part of why I can't shoot. There was a time when I got a lot of support from the show monetarily, and I could do. I was doing like 2 live streams a day sometimes back in the day. And I was doing much longer live streams. Anyways, whatever. Whatevs, y'all. I want to cover this before it gets too late because this is important. This is a drone story, and this actually really aligns with, I think, what some people are saying about this, what I have been saying about this, or what I think about it. I have a very dark view of the drone thing. And it doesn't, I mean, I guess it could involve aliens. I don't know. Fake aliens, mock aliens, wearing mock turtlenecks, or aliens traveling at the speed of sound. We'll call them mock aliens. No, nothing. Anyways, this is a Reddit post from 2022, and it's called the next blank flag. Okay. Or the next false blank. I don't know. The next false blank will be centered on the premise of malicious interdiction of nuclear source materials. Listen to this. Listen carefully. It will not involve a nuclear device or nuclear detonation, but rather a radiological threat. Nuclear source materials will be deliberately leaked to target. I'm telling you guys, did anybody watch the Netflix show Carry On? I'm telling you, if that movie wasn't a case of possible predictive programming, I don't know what is, but watch that movie. Watch that movie and tell me whether or not you think, and it's worth watching. It's okay. Tell me whether you think it is the timing is weird for that movie to be. Not only that, I've been getting all these predictive programming things. Like I was listening to a storyteller on YouTube. There's a couple storytellers I listen to, but on this one guy, and he did a thing about somebody seeing some alien vessels, but then these government helicopters came and whisked it away, and it was, they were like, well, this probably was obviously a government alien vehicle, and then they both got radiation poisoning. I was like, come on, and I was like, why is this story out now? This is really weird. Anyways, let's read on. Nuclear source materials will be deliberately leaked to target areas to inflict severe injuries through radiation exposure. The real number of casualties as a result of these attacks will remain very low. The purpose is to create a new method of restricting freedom of movement and new policies that will enable the government to continue its expansion of power. The media will display images of attack survivors who will have burns and lesions across their skin. Videos depicting overwhelmed triage centers with victims vomiting or otherwise unresponsive will be shared on social media. The threat of radiation exposure, an invisible enemy, will be used as the primary vector. In this movie I'm talking about, they're talking about a known nerve agent called Novichok, a Russian nerve agent, which is very extremely lethal. But we've been getting what have we been getting leaks of around this around these drones, is that they're looking for not just nuclear, like a nuclear bomb, but like nuclear material. An application modeled after COVID contact tracing will be installed on every mobile device that uses and this actually might link into what the article I was just reading about, the biosensors, right? Biosensors. Is your phone already capable of, just turning into a biosensor? Probably. An application modeled after COVID contact tracing will be installed on every mobile device that uses iOS or Android. The application will serve to notify the user about potential hazardous exposure. I guess they're assuming that these things can be biosensors already. Your phone is already a biosensor. Additional cellular carriers. Okay. Let me go back. This application will serve to notify the user about potential hazardous exposure. So not from your phone, but in the area, and recommend actions. Okay, so scratch the biosensors on your phone, but maybe. Recommend actions that they should take, which include voluntary exposure testing. Additionally, cellular carriers will roll out automated SMS alerts that will have similar functionality. This application will interface directly with the UICC on mobile devices. What? If the user does not have this application installed, network connectivity will be prohibited. This is kind of a mind-blowing post, because it kind of really aligns with the idea that they're going ham right now, right? And how many other people have been talking about this? Like, this is they're sprinting right now. They're not tiptoeing or this is right. They're sprinting towards global lockdown. They're sprinting towards global lockdown. Is this pre-Trump? Is this post-Trump? We don't know, but they're sprinting. Hold on one second. Well, hold on there. Hold on there. Okay, I'm still reading this. This is important. If the user does not have this application installed, network connectivity will be prohibited. New policy, that means, do it or else. New policy will grant governmental agencies further access to metadata and geolocation data on every platform. Included in these policies will be backdoor legislation that bans the use of end-to-end encryption. This legislation will be identical in nature to the recently introduced S.3538 EARN-IT Act. These attacks, I don't know what that is. We'll have to look that up. These attacks will be localized to a specific region. Triage centers will be set up in the affected areas through the deployment of the National Guard and coordinating members such as FEMA. Again, this movie is talking about Christmas Eve, and what I've been hearing in all these like suppositions of what is happening, there's a lot of chatter about something happening around Christmas. I don't know. Just saying, be aware. Be aware is all I'm saying. Be vigilant. These triage centers will see moderate traffic. The narrative will continue longer than the possible threat. Despite offering no protection or even relevancy against a radiological threat, you will see another wave of people wearing cotton surgical masks. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Guys, there's radiation. Get your masks on because of radiation. That would be the highest form of stupid. But you would see totally people like, there's already right now people are just like, oh my God. Just because they're reading news stories. There's actually no, there's no, even though they keep pumping out these, I see these Twitter posts like, there are so many people that are suffering from COVID right now. I was like, are there? No, they're not. I'm telling you, I'm out in the, I'm out and about in the world. Ain't nobody got COVID. Stop it. Just stop that. But all you got to do is say it and put it out there and put it as a news story, and people, oh my God, it's bird flu, it's anthrax, it's I don't know, it's Ebola, it's the mysterious Congo fever. Get your masks on. Cotton surgical masks, and not just the target areas, but the entire United States. There will be severe disruptions to the internet through the use of addition rather than negation. Alternate sources of information will become overwhelmed with content. What? Alternate sources of information will become overwhelmed with content generated by convolutional neural networks that support the narrative or uses carefully crafted opposition. What? So, I mean, in a way, we're already seeing that. The carefully crafted opposition is this kind of like co-opted truth thing that is kind of, is behind the Trump president, kind of behind, it was used to push along Trump presidency. But there's, Tucker Carlson and, some people say Russell Brand or some other, some people would include Joe Rogan in that net. I don't know who to include or who to exclude, but it does seem like there is a co-opted version of the truth movement going on, right? It does seem that way. It seems fairly clear that that's going on. So, oh, you guys are dropping all the links. Yes. We're not done yet. We're not done with this. This is all really interesting. This is a very interesting post. Anyways, platforms that are incompatible with the system will be suppressed entirely on the infrastructure level, meaning taken offline, meaning websites and or news site, social media sites, websites, whatever it might be, at an infrastructure level. So they will either be blocked or taken down. Videos will surface showing these triage centers empty with the personnel staffing them idle. This will threaten the narrative. Well, when was this from? 2022? I mean, that was COVID. That was totally COVID. We saw a ton of that. In the beginning, we saw a ton of that, and they were like, "No, don't let anybody tell you that they're not totally full of people suffering." Videos will surface showing triage centers empty with personal staffing and them idle. This will threaten the narrative. The control of information is required for the campaign to be successful. The perpetrator will not be an Islamic affiliated group or even incel domestic terrorist. It will have no relevancy to the ongoing Ukraine conflict, but the blame will fall on all of these groups. The fog of war will surround information relating to the origin, and this will be intentional. The real attacks will be psychological. Fear will be exploited, just like with the manufactured kufi. So yeah. This sounds like the thing that they're trying to push out there, and whether or not they're trying to push it, like, are they trying to throw that switch right now? Is that what we're looking at? Like next couple of days or next couple of weeks, throw the switch? Or are we looking at like a juke to the end zone, and then they're like, no, and a pullback, a juke and a pullback, and then they juke again? I don't know. All right, good luck with that eviction hearing. Yes, masks are safe and effective. Absolutely. Got to remind people that masks are safe and effective. Absolutely safe. Man, that's heavy. That's heavy stuff, don't you think? And and I was just, as I said yesterday, I mean, I thought the drone rollout would be more like robot dogs, but it could just be drones in the sky. You're going to wake up one morning, there's going to be a drone at the end of your street, whether it's on the ground or up in the sky or in front of your house, or I don't know. And the drone will be saying, don't leave. Everything's shut down right now. Don't worry about it. Until further notice. This area will be, you will be required to show something on your phone to get through. I don't know. I think that's a couple more things before I go. Ukraine is now apparently assassinated a Russian nuclear general in Moscow. In Moscow. You think it was Ukraine? You think Ukraine could have pulled that off? Or did they have some help? Ukraine says it killed senior Russian general in Moscow's scooter bombing. Now assassinating Russian nuclear generals on the streets of Moscow. Two options: the Biden admin knew and sanctioned it, or they didn't know what their proxy is doing. I say there's a third option. They just did it, and Ukraine took the credit. Right? That's the third option. There wasn't two. Sagar. Lastly, Jeffrey Sachs telling you a bit about Syria. Yeah. Hold on. God, this browser thing is really, really annoying. Hey. All right. Here's Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey Sachs. In 2011, Obama ordered the CIA to topple Syria's government. Doesn't really matter who's president. Who is president?
What happened was the U.S. got bogged down in Iraq. There was the insurgency. We didn't move onward to the next war, which was to be Syria, which was to happen already 20 years ago. But in 2011, what really brought Assad down last week started under Obama. And this is also interesting. It doesn't really matter who's president. This is long-term deep state policy. Obama ordered the CIA to overthrow Assad. So that started in 2011.
But why would Obama want to overthrow Assad?
Because Israel has run American foreign policy in the Middle East for 30 years. That's how it works. We have an Israel lobby. We have this clean break strategy. We have a plan for 7 wars in 5 years. And what's interesting is they actually kind of carry out this madness. They don't explain any of it to the American people. They don't tell anybody, but you can watch step by step. We've had 6 of those 7 wars.
Yeah. And this is not necessarily new, but information that is. Going back to that post I was reading, and they were talking about the duplication of the truth-telling alternative media sites, right? And you can count, maybe, people have questions about Jeffrey Sachs, right? Jeffrey Sachs is a member of the World Economic Forum, right? People have questions about, so Jeffrey Sachs and Tucker Carlson, perfect example of 2 kind of like faux truthers, right? telling you the truth, right? So they can say things on YouTube and get away with it. I can't, right? And that's how the alternative media movement is replaced by people acting like they're alternative media, right? They can get out and say these things, and it's totally fine on Twitter and on YouTube or wherever. But the people that have been telling you the truth on a lower level or not sanctioned by, not in the club, right? You don't get to tell the truth. You get demonetized, you get deplatformed, you get et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying? And so then that's part of the scrambling of the dissemination of information, right? Lots of people are telling the truth, but who do you trust? Lots of people are telling you things that are true things, but could be part of a different agenda than just telling you like these things are happening and maybe we should guard against them, or maybe we should do something about them, or maybe, whatever it might be. Or maybe it's all one big like honeypot, right? Is to get people to say things that in the future, maybe not now, but in the future might be self-incriminating in a legal way. I mean, it's already a done deal. You can just retroactively say, well, you said this thing. I mean, I'm already toast. A bunch of other people are already toast, right? If you can just retroactively just go back and say like, well, you said this thing a couple of years ago. That is now verboten and will get you, hemmed up, locked up, penned up. Right? All you got to do is just, again, that's another flip of the switch. It's just like, well, anybody who said any of this kind of stuff, and we have evidence of you saying it on the YouTubes or wherever, or Rockfin, well, you're in violation of section, 683, whatever. Michael Hudson called Jeffrey Sachs the economic butcher of Yugoslavia. All right. All right. Oh, we also forgot about the whole Palantir commercial. You guys want to watch the Palantir commercial? If you haven't already seen the Palantir commercial, that's the super creepy Palantir commercial. That they played the other day. Here it is. Well, I don't want to play the one that's on the Palantir Twitter page. That's too close. I'm too creeped out. Here we go. It's a PSYOP. They always tell you what they're doing. Palantir aired this commercial of drones being released from ships during the Army versus Navy game. Drones being released from ships that came, remember the guy saying they came from the water. They came from the water. This is a Palantir commercial here. Creepy. We don't hear much about Andrew, do we? Creative experiments. It's probably for a reason that they like. Anduril. Anduril Industries is the American defense technology company that specializes in advanced autonomous systems. or Andrul. Andrul. Is it Anduril or Andrul? I searched Andrul and came up with Anduril, which I think is Anduril. The world's next major defense contractor. All right. Anduril. Okay. Y'all, thanks for thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Don't know if I have anybody to thank as of yet today. If y'all gave me a super chat, I can't really see it on the rock fins. So if you did, I don't know, drop me a note. Tell me that you gave me a super chat. But other than that, thanks you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. You're very much appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific. And until next time, peace.